You are listening to a True North Eager Beaver media podcast. The True North Eager Beaver podcasts are proudly brought to you by our founding sponsors, the Miss V Mysteries from Corvid Moon Publishing, your source for science fiction, fantasy, and cozy mysteries featuring a broad diversity of characters. CanadianTarot.com, your uniquely Canadian online eclectic tarot community and forum, and the Peppermaster, hot pepper sauces made from fresh farm ingredients to thrill your taste buds and expand your mind. Good morning and hello, kids, and welcome to Season 3 and episode number 180 of the Daily Beaver Morning Show here on the Crier Media Network. Today, recording day, is Tuesday, August 8th, and I almost said Monday, but I realized about 10 seconds before we went on air that yesterday we had a pre-record for you. So Tuesday, August 8th, it is. We are 2023, and according to the Weather Network, it's going to be a beautiful morning here at the Beaver Lodge, but with some rain and thunderstorms expected this afternoon. We have been being gifted with rain the last week, mostly in the evenings, fortunately, though, which has allowed us to have our days, but which is a bit of a nice change considering that it's been pretty dry most of the summer here. I'm your host, the Eager Beaver, pronouns he, him, he, Mr. Beaver A, and with me as always is my dear friend, Mr. Grizzly, who I had the pleasure of seeing yesterday, which was nice in person. Of course, a big thank you goes to our podcast's founding sponsors, the Peppermaster, the Miss V Mysteries from Corvid Moon Publishing, and CanadianTarot.com. We have a Tuesday morning nibble for you, but first, good morning, Mr. Grizzly. How's your mental health today?
Well, good morning, Mr. Beaver. Mental health-wise, I think I'm okay. I'm not fully awake yet. So if I wake
Me
up,
too, it's been a short
if I wake up, I'll let you know. I'm just gonna keep sipping my coffee and let's see how many RWNJs and incels we can stir up with some of the topics we have today, and some lovely photographs that we're going to share in a couple of minutes here.
Yes. It's again, we did not coordinate. But I think we both were motivated by similar
Yes.
things.
Pink tank
So
top.
yes, kids, we are wearing pink. We have here a little comment from the kids here who are thinking they didn't. They thought you were shirtless actually for a little bit there with that.
Yeah, I guess because it kind of blends back in. Let's see if I can change that up a bit here for you. Is that?
Ooh, boy, now you're washed out.
There we go. That should be better. How's that? A little better?
Yeah, that's a little better. And I see that Miss Sadeka says that Jazzy is on a plane to Newfoundland. Oh, I hope she has a wonderful time there. I love Newfoundland.
Lard Tanner, Jesus, I tell you this, she'll have a good time. She'll have a good time, she will. She will.
Yes, she
The
will.
guys will take care of her, I'll tell you this.
All right. So clearly, let's say good morning to some kids. Good morning, Kit Dan. Good morning, Kit Linda M. Good morning, Kit Jill Marie Lee. Lovely to see you. Good morning, Kit Saucy. Hello, Mama. Good morning, Kit Tavi G. Good morning, Miss Sadeka. I know it's been a short night. I see that for you too. And for Moan, who's already back in bed. Good morning, Kit Pasta Gabe. Good morning, Kit Grappling. Have I missed anybody?
Jill Marie
Kit
Lee.
Tavi G. Kit Elaine. Pardon?
Jill Marie Lee is also here. She's joining us from the Facebook Live feed.
Yes, yes.
So, good
Lovely.
morning.
Thank you for accepting our invitation. And who else do we have? Who else do we have today? I think that's everyone so far in the chat. So welcome. We're glad that you joined us. Now, if you if you've avoided social media altogether, you're probably really happy you did.
Yeah.
Over the course of the weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Especially if you were in one of those places that had a long weekend, and I hope that you really enjoyed it. But yeah, we are wearing pink for a reason.
Shall I start
Very
off
clearly,
with the
because
founding reason?
over the long weekend, people have lost their, pardon my expression, their goddamn minds.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They're just the meltdown has been spectacular. Literally, I think conservative minds literally liquefied in their head because they got so hot and melted and leaked out of their ears like Giuliani style.
I think it's what we could call an epic troll. An epic troll, right?
Well, as a result of an epic troll.
Yes, yeah.
As a consequence of an epic troll. So let's start with the troll.
Okay, well,
which probably maybe was not intended originally to be a troll.
It just sort of panned out that way, right?
Look, it could be, but we have to understand, right, with this prime minister, right, the strategy is every single damn day, either turn him into some all-powerful, all-knowing tyrant
who controls everything in the world,
or someone who is so stupid and incompetent and inept you can't leave him unsupervised with a toaster.
How is it possible to be both of those things at the same time?
It's one of those 14 characteristics of fascism. The opponent, the enemy, is both too strong and too weak.
Yeah.
Controls the global price of oil, too dumb to tie his own shoelaces. I guess able to censor the entire internet, has to remember to wear pants to show up to a debate.
Yeah.
Single-handedly is controlling the Bank of Canada and the price of inflation all around the world. Can't use IMAPs. You know, it's just...
Oh, and now because he and his wife have separated, they're going to make hay out of this. And one of the most disgusting things I heard about, well, I'll show you the tweet in just a second here.
Well, yeah. So now, and of course, because everything about the prime minister, of course, is trying to, the thing right now is that Pierre is jacked, right? Because that happened again over the course of the week. Lots of Pierre's jacked photos like this. Of course, all the people that are writing erotic fan fiction about Pierre Poilievre being jacked didn't notice the photo a couple of weeks ago where his gut's hanging out, and you can definitely see the man boobs. And nobody seemed to notice that on the second day that everything was jacked, he's wearing the exact same damn T-shirt that he was wearing the first day. So remember when he went to the Stampede and he wore that shirt the first day and he got the foundation on his collar, and then they got him a second shirt, and then you saw that like nobody on the staff decided to iron it first to even make the appearance that he's had this for a while. You could see all the creases.
It was very scrunkly.
How much do you want to bet that if he is wearing this man pad vest girdle thing, right? He's got one shirt because they had to get a shirt in a size bigger to fit over it.
Yeah.
He's got one shirt to wear with it. They bought him one shirt.
Very telling.
Or a pack of 3 of the same.
Yeah, they didn't make any
every
comments.
Every time you're jacked, you happen to be wearing the exact same T-shirt maybe it's because you got something underneath it. And people got really, really intense with it. I mean, they got like super close up and say, look, there's a little nipple. It's like, clearly it's not a thing because, if it's cool or breezy. Okay, wait a minute. He was at Caribana in Toronto in August on a day that was over 24 degrees Celsius and winds were slower than 15 kilometers an hour. It was not cool. It was not breezy. I guess. And if he wasn't wearing a shirt, the only reason his nipples were erect is because he was trying to stick it to Trudeau.
That would be it. Did you catch his speech? The man's campaigning at Caribana. I know it's not called Caribana anymore, but it's still going to be Caribana in my brain, okay?
Yeah.
Because it was for like most of my entire life.
Toronto Caribbean Festival or something.
So,
or something like that.
But his 1 minute speech, which was all doom and gloom, and I think 3 people applauded out of being polite.
Yeah, and we'll put that in. I think there was some music that started getting played, like he was getting played off at the Oscars.
Yeah. So so let's start here with the meltdown, right?
So let's start with the meltdown troll.
So here's the meltdown right here.
That started it all.
We're Team Barbie. So father and son go to the cinema on a Sunday to see a movie.
Okay. And the Prime Minister is wearing a pink hoodie that says "Love You More" on it, which, again, considering the circumstances, right? Kind of nice.
Yeah.
And he's in the picture. Now, please, we won't say who he's in the picture with yet.
No.
Okay. But he's in the picture with a young man who's also wearing like a sort of pink fuchsia sweater. I guess they got their arms around each other.
More cerise, isn't it? Is that more cerise?
More cerise. Maybe, yeah. Fuchsia, I guess. But it's, let's say it's a very hot, vibrant pink.
Well, it almost perfectly matches up with the pink in the bee in the background, right?
Yes, almost, right. Exactly. So it's almost perfect Barbie pink.
Almost.
Yeah. So, all right. People lost their minds. Okay. We got tweets like, how does a leader of a G7 nation think that this is appropriate? Why would a leader of any nation, G7 or G190, why would it not be appropriate for any parent to go see a movie with their child on a weekend? And particularly since we know the context of a family that's going through
things,
rearrangements, if we want to put it kindly. And we know that they have taken this time to go somewhere as a family. My guess it's, again, the parents, one of whom at least we know is the child of a broken family while his father was prime minister. So a little bit of deja vu here. Making a point to create a space after big news, right? Because these kids, like we mentioned on the previous show, it's like, yes, these are not the first children to go through a divorce, but this is the first time these children are going through a divorce. And this is the first time these children are going through a divorce in Canada when you have a whole freaking media apparatus operating 24/7 on hate and rage, trying to thrust them into the spotlight. And they can all read. And there are some people out there who just have absolutely no sympathy. Goes, gee, when I got a divorce, I was single and I had to figure out how to pay the bills and all the kids. It sure would have been nice to be able to take a swanky vacation. And like, yes, because, yeah, hey, kids, mom and dad are splitting up. But hey, look at our swanky surroundings, said no caring parent ever. And like a kid cares. Come on. I think we have a troll.
I dealt with already.
Yeah, there we go. It's just, it makes no sense. Okay. Number one, this guy is not the leader of a G7 nation when he's doing that. He's a father.
With his son.
Father with his son. And a father taking time to do an activity with his son is never inappropriate.
what was inappropriate was the commentary that, oh, so now that JT and his wife is split up, this must be his new lover. I'm like, you sick, twisted? That's his son.
Exactly. That's the whole point. So we had a situation where people saw this photo. And the first thing, well, when the breakup was, okay, now Justin can finally come out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we know how he got that bandage on his head.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really? How I've done this a couple of times. I don't get the joke. What do you mean? Now we know how he got the bandage. Oh, well, something like this. I don't get it. Tell me more.
Yes,
I
please.
was like, well, that's kind of thing happens when somebody throws a cup or dish at you. Oh. So you're actually suggesting again on the internet in front of again those children who can read that their mother was physically abusive,
Mm-hmm. They don't care.
and that their father may have given their mother a reason to be physically abusive.
They don't care.
Again, so we're starting with this, right? Like, and of course, all the people with the F Maple Leaf CK Trudeau flags. This was like who now think they have a shot.
Yeah, that's what it
Clearly,
boils down to, right?
it's like, dudes.
He's never going to.
He's just not that into you.
He's not into you at all.
You showed up at his door in January for 4 weeks asking him to come out and play. He didn't. Then you showed up in Belleville. I guess you got right up in his face and he acted like you weren't even there.
He ignored you.
He doesn't love you. He doesn't hate you. He's utterly indifferent to you. He doesn't care about you. You've made it such that he doesn't care about you. You've made yourself so unpleasant.
What's interesting about that, though, is that they fail to understand that the policies that his government has enacted over the last almost 8 years have benefited them. They're the ones who would scream F Trudeau while cashing their CERB checks or their CEWS pay, through their employer. It's just...
Yeah. So we have a situation right now going on. Right going on. And you got anybody who's relatively normal and decent and not like a not RuPaul who seems to be really, really upset when you tell her, hey, maybe lay off the kids. How dare you tell me I can't attack kids? Basically, what you're tweeting, right? So you got a whole bunch of people doing that. It's like, well, exactly, and if he were gay, what would be wrong with that? But they so really, really want him to be gay.
Yeah.
That when they see a picture of him with a young man
in pink,
turn around, hey, is that your husband? That feeling when you think you are so clever and smug that you could attack the Prime Minister for being gay and then accidentally just happen to be suggesting incest.
So I wonder...
Oh, that's a good look.
I wonder if they would ask that same question of these two fine gentlemen in pink from a GQ story a couple of years ago. Oh, look at that. That's Pierce Brosnan, the former James Bond in a full pink suit, shaking hands and embracing Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, also wearing a pink shirt. Are they a gay couple now because they're dressed in pink? Talk about toxic masculinity when the color of your clothing indicates your sexuality. Oh, wait. Let's take another look at a super boss ass dude who everybody thinks is one of the toughest, coolest guys in Hollywood right now. Oh yeah, look at that, Jason Momoa in a pink pajamas with looks like a giant robe, and that's more pajamas, pink, frilly, satin, double-breasted. Well, no, I should say peak lapels. Wait. I got another one for you. You're going to love this. One of the all-time tough guys.
There's more?
Yeah, there's more. Oh, look at this. Oh, there's Daniel Craig, the current
and that
James
was way
Bond.
Before. And that was before Barbie.
That was before Barbie. In a double-breasted, crushed velvet, crushed velvet, bright, I'd say cerise, but pink jacket.
Yep,
black
tuxedo jacket.
Yeah, and patent leather shoes. Come on, like, are you gonna please incels, MGTOW incels right-wing nut jobs, attack those gentlemen while you're at it. Oh, but they're not leaders of a nation. No. And he was out with his son watching a movie. So he's fair game, right? Is that what you're saying? Well, shouldn't these gentlemen be fair game too by that measure, that metric? One of the comments I've seen online here that I really liked was from a gentleman who I've not heard of before, Jordan Vecchio, and he says, this is his tweet: I am dumbfounded that this simple photo of a father and son going to see a movie, in parentheses, about the struggles of being a woman, has garnered so much vile hate from the fringes of men who have felt their masculinity is bruised by this. Check your male fragility and grow up.
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to put this one up here.
Mm-hmm.
And here's I hope it's a little small. I can't make it bigger, unfortunately. But we have we're Team Barbie, and this is the one. New husband? And someone goes, that's his son. And the only response, oh. But they left it up there.
Of course they did.
But they left it up there. Because, and then somebody goes, at this point, delete your whole account. Oh my God. Seriously, yeah, I agree with it.
Yeah.
It's like, step one, turn off your computer. No, so step one, delete your account. Step two, unplug, turn off your computer. Step three, unplug your computer. 4, throw it in the garbage. You're too fucking dumb to tweet.
Yeah. You're not the brightest bulb in the Christmas tree.
I guess. And again, one of the worst people on the planet, Slap Happy, has actually been spreading rumors that the son is gay.
Oh, for Christ's sake. Was he 15 years old? Maybe he is. So what?
15.
But he's
15.
A child.
But again, Mark fucking pardon my language. Commenting. If you are commenting on the sexuality of a 15-year-old child, what the fuck is wrong with you?
You may be
especially publicly putting your face and your name to it. What the fuck is wrong with you?
I believe we would call that a pedo groomer. That's what they're always accusing everybody of, isn't it? Wouldn't that indicate that he is?
Why are you even interested in a 15-year-old sexuality in any way?
Yeah, that's really his browser.
Why are you even thinking about that?
His browser history's got to be super questionable. When you start to think about what the sexuality is of a teenage boy, okay, not only is that none of your damn business, but you might be a pedophile if, kind of like, there's your sign. Remember the country comedians? There's your sign.
Yeah. So, did the Prime Minister post that saying, hey, let me watch me make these puppets dance? Right? Maybe. But then again, would he use his son in that way? Not sure. Now, let's remember, too, that photo, right? The Prime Minister has 2 accounts.
Mm-hmm.
Has the Justin Trudeau account, which is his personal account. And then there's the Canadian PM account, a Canadian PM. That is posted from his Justin Trudeau account. It is not. He's not posting that as the leader of a G7 nation. He's posting that as a father, as a private citizen who happens to be
the Prime Minister,
the leader of a G7 nation. Yeah. He is not always, in absolutely everything he does, every second of the day, the Prime Minister.
No, and to that,
he's a dad, he's a human, he's a son, he's a brother, he's a...
To that, I would say this. If you are on Parliament Hill and he is, there, he is the Prime Minister. When you bump into him hiking the trails in Gatineau's, he's just Justin. He's just Justin at that point. His father was no different because his father would go on canoe trips and he was just Pierre. Pierre out canoeing. And here's the other thing, too, that people seem to forget about Justin. And again, let's back it up for a bit because I sound like I'm fanboying here. I'm not. I'm just calling it as it is. And again, when he first got into politics, I was not a fan. I wasn't. I thought, oh yeah, here goes the silver spoon raised, blah blah blah. I was one of his detractors to begin with. I no longer am. He won me over, and he won me over when he got into the ring with Patrick Brazeau and beat his ass. And Brazeau, who was shocked too, he was won over by him. So I was like, oh, this is. I'm going to have to pay more attention to this man. This is a man who was raised at 24 Sussex Drive by one of Canada's most polarizing prime ministers in many respects. Definitely the individual who put this nation on the map. And even serious detractors of Pierre Trudeau would say the same. Yeah, he did put Canada on the map. He did make us recognized internationally for the efforts that we put forth as a nation, for the policies that he has enacted. And there are people who still hate his policies. His immigration, his multiculturalism. There are a lot of people who still hate that because they're, what do they say, old stock Canadians, or what I would call racist, dyed-in-the-wool racists. And you don't like it? I don't care. I don't care if I call you a racist and you don't like it, it's because you're racist and you don't like hearing the truth. And that's your problem, not mine. You can call me whatever you want. There's nothing you can say to me that will bother me. Nothing. Nothing, because I know who I am. There's nothing you can say to me that will bother me. You cannot harm me in any way, shape, or form. And I've kind of gotten off topic there, but let's get back to it with Justin out with his son at a movie, and the MGTOW incels absolutely losing their shit.
Yeah. So you got Miss I hear sir a comment here in the chat that something like, "But save the children," right?
Mm-hmm.
Because there's an organization. Well, on that one, just very briefly, there's a wonderful article in Press Progress about this, and Luc Lebrun from Press Progress said, "I asked the lead organizer of Save the Children convoy what they are saving the children from. Quote, Save the Children is basically a generic statement, obviously," lead convoy organizer Gordon Berry told Press Progress. "There's a multitude of things you could be saving them from." So he doesn't even know what the fuck he's saving. He doesn't even know what the hell he's saving. Because it's not about the children. It's the same thing that Bahir Abdul Salami is doing. See what I did there?
Yes, I did.
It's like, oh, we got to save the children. It's like, everybody always says it for the children. Like, again, listen, it's like, I'm Rainbow. We've been around this rodeo so many times. We can't let gays adopt kids. A kid belongs in a 2-parent home with a mother and father. Okay, well, about like 45% of kids are not at the moment.
Yes.
So what, are we going to take all those kids out of their parents and make sure that they're in a mother or father parent? Because otherwise, why are you denying one or the other, right?
Well,
or like us, we can't let gay people marry each other. Next, they'll want to marry their dogs.
Yeah, that
right. We can't let kids use the pronouns of their choice in school. Next, they'll want to cosplay as cats. I don't know what it is, why they keep on thinking we want to be animals or have sex with animals all the time. Anyway, again, another thing. If you're thinking about sex with animals,
that's telling on you.
Just like if you're thinking about a 15-year-old sexuality, you have issues.
Yeah.
There's maybe a cream for that. Okay?
I'm not sure if there is, but maybe.
God, we need a cream for that.
Got to be something for that.
Holy crap.
But
they always trot out the children.
Always
trot out the children. They use children as a human shield. They use children who did not ask them to speak for them on their behalf. And they use them as children, as shields. Human shields. We're doing this for the kids. No, you're fucking not.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
No, you're not. You're not.
You know what it largely is they've finally found community. And once they get into that community, they've entered into a bias confirmation echo chamber where everything they say is cheered on and supported. So that's when they start to think, well, I must be right. And everybody loves me. You remember that cartoon, that little one-panel cartoon where it had a big sign that said F Trudeau, honk, honk, honk. And it says, everybody loves
Yep.
us. And in the other panel, it's like,
No, they fucking
no, they
don't.
fucking don't. The entire country. No, they fucking don't.
Yep. I actually have it right handy,
Oh,
actually, Mr. Grizzly, because I
fantastic.
have had to use it this morning.
Of course you have.
Um,
This
yes,
one.
because the other thing, of course, that's going on, right, with all of this is that they keep on saying, go woke, go broke,
Mm-hmm.
go woke, go broke, like this. And they're still on that one. You got Ben Shapiro says, you should check in with Bud Light on this subject. I should check in with Bud Light. Hey, Ben. Well, see, Ben, ooh, that is definitely fuzzy. It's not working.
I know.
But I will put it up there anyway. You won't be able to read it because it's really fuzzy. But the thing is, Ben, is I couldn't check in with Bud Light because I was busy checking in with Barbie's box office.
What is it? It's over $1
Yeah.
billion already, right?
Yeah. Barbie's box office is over $1 billion. And if we compare it to, let's say, the hills are alive with the sound of freedom. Honk, 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 honk. Sound of Freedom, about 164,000 since July 4th. Barbie, 1 billion since July 21st. I think the jury has spoken.
Yeah, I think so.
The free market has spoken. You're a conservative. You love free markets. You are the first ones to tell us, hey, the free market has spoken every time. The market has spoken.
See, the thing is, when the
You
market,
are in the minority. And if you are woke, you don't go broke.
well, when,
You have in 11, 18 days, the second highest grossing movie in the world this year, definitely going to be
oh,
surpassing
yeah.
the highest grossing movie, and probably well on its way to be one of the highest grossing movies of all time.
I wonder what the production budget was for that because, right now they're going like, holy crap. we,
Mm,
we got it right.
Yeah, they got it right. Now the thing with the Sound of Freedom, the production budget was really low. It was
Mhm.
only about like $14 million and whatnot. So I mean, yeah, the people who made that, um, you know, are raking in a lot of money. Yes, it was profitable for them. But the thing is, the number of people went to see it.
Mhm.
The number of people who want to see it. According to multiple sources, the marketing, but that was just the marketing budget. The marketing budget for Barbie is about $150 million.
Yeah, so,
So almost as much as Sound of Freedom made.
yeah.
uh, the entire production budget of the movie is 145 million, and to break even, it had to earn at least 300 million at the box office. Well, that's done.
Yeah. So here's the other thing about that. It was crowdfunded by 6,000 donors, and
Yep.
somebody who was part of the production company, because you've read the story about the one. There was a guy who was charged with child kidnapping, right?
Mhm.
Kidnapping and well, it was a combination of things. Anyway, they're like, well, so what? 6,000 people backed the film. What? He threw a couple of $100 in. Who cares? I'm like, it turns out he donated 5 million.
Oh, I hadn't heard that
Yeah,
part.
I have not confirmed that. I read that. I read that the guy charged had donated $5 million to fund the film, which, as I've also been told, that the film is largely fiction. I haven't looked into
Okay.
it.
Everybody said, see, the description of it is that it's based on true facts.
Apparently, that true facts are very, very, very thin.
Oh,
Apparently.
really?
Apparently, the guy who was at the center of the film hasn't done any of the things he claims he's done.
Oh, yes. Sorry. Sound of Freedom heaven, heavily fictionalizes the real life figure of Ballard, a Mormon with a self reported history of work with the CIA and Homeland Security. Okay, so self
Yeah,
reported work. And
yeah.
okay.
Nothing
Yeah.
backs it up.
Yeah. 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 And I was Madonna's backup dancer in 1994.
Because you saw her at the show, you went to the concert and you danced, and that's
Yeah. And well, basically after the show, on the way to the parking lot, we were behind the stadium, and I did a twirl there.
Well, there you go. So yeah, based on
So I was behind her.
Yeah, based on
because
a
she
true
was still in
story.
the building at the time.
Yeah.
And I did dance.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's
And
definitely
Madonna
a true story.
songs were playing in my head when I did it. So
Based on a true story. Well,
all true.
I
All true. I mean, I was at the concert and I did dance behind the stadium. I mean, it's all true.
I sang with Bono. Did you know that?
Really?
Yeah, Bono, U2. Yeah, when they came here to Ottawa in a sold-out stadium of 22,000 people, I was one of the 22,000 singing when With or Without You was playing. So, yeah, I sang with Bono. True story.
Dang.
True story.
Wow.
See how easy it was to do that? Based on a true story. I sang with Bono. So did the other
And
people in the
everybody
audience.
saw you.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
In front of 22,000 people, I sang with Bono. I wasn't on
Were you
stage
nervous?
and I didn't have a microphone, but, it's irrelevant.
Were you nervous? Did you get stage fright?
No.
Handle it like a pro?
Well, Bono's like 5'3". I'm a big fella, so I just stood there with my imaginary arm around his imaginary standing beside me, and we embraced. In my mind, we embraced.
Great guy. Great guy.
See how that works? Based on a true story. Yeah. That based on a true story is really, really thin. Really thin.
So, back to Barbie and the Prime Minister. Kids, we may have, well, here we are. Let me put it this way. When conservatives do moves like this, again, to win the nanosecond, to flood the zone, right? There's something they may be forgetting strategically when you're playing the long game. Now, the current Prime Minister appeared on Canada's Drag Race, becoming the first leader of a nation to appear on a drag show of any kind. And people's brains liquefied and flowed through their ears. Then the Prime Minister attends prides. And then conservatives' brains liquefy and flow through their eyeballs. And then he attends Barbie with his son. And then their brains liquefy and flow through their nostrils. And every frickin' orifice. Are you noticing a theme here?
Yep. Oh, yeah.
About 25% of people that say 22 and under, 25 and under, 18 and under, identify as fluid, either in their sexuality or their gender expression. Every single time conservatives lose their goddamn ever-loving, or actually non-loving minds about something like this, they literally tell pretty much anyone in the country, 35 and under, we don't care about you. We laugh at you.
Oh, yeah.
We mock you. We hold you up for ridicule. We will never have your back. And there's 2 years to go before an election. So everybody who's 16 right now and over will be voting. Barbie, right now, is the number 2 grossing movie in the world this year. With a bullet. Who's playing the long game here? Who is telling the young voters and next-gen voters who they're safe with? And people keep on saying, well, the kids never come out and vote. Well, in the last few elections, both in Canada and the United States, that hasn't actually been the case now, has it?
It's been a record turnout for young people voting.
Yeah.
Because they realize they're going to lose their rights.
Right. Yeah, and it's record turnout for youth. And the record turnout for youth still isn't hitting the levels of others. So there's lots of room to have record turnout for youth. it's record turnout for youth again, and record turnout for maybe like the next 3 or 4 elections.
Mm-hmm.
And this party is completely not interested in any way, shape, or form in getting their vote.
Well, and
Not smart.
Yep.
Not smart. You can't campaign for decades on open contempt for 2/3 of the nation. Yes, and for a whole block of people that represent the future
Mm-hmm.
and expect to remain whole as a party or an organization or a business.
Well, I want to address two things here quickly because this falls in with what that's the wrong thing. Hang on, give me a sec here while I find it. This falls in line with what you're talking about, right? When it comes to the youth vote, right? This is why the Save Canada movement is targeting children to try and propel their message. Anti-abortion coalitions have done the same. Now I'm going to put a graphic up on the screen. It's a photograph with a tweet attached. The tweet is from Mohammed Safa. And here, I'll read it to you. I'm going to take down that just a second here. Mohammed Safa, and it's a picture of a father with 2 children and under serious distress.
Yes.
And this is I'm not sure where this was taken. I think this was migration in the Mediterranean. I could be incorrect about that.
I would assume in this case, yes, from Northern Africa to the Mediterranean.
Exactly. It says, if you think fertilized eggs are people, but parents who've crossed the oceans with their kids aren't, stop pretending your concerns are religious.
Boom.
Right? And I mean,
those concerns are not motivated by any God.
No. And the point of cruelty like that is where you're losing the youth, because it falls right into that with what Ree said about how they're targeting the children and how they're spewing this cruelty and hatred, and then they're doing this sort of thing. And let's not forget about what Greg Abbott in Texas did by pushing families back into the Rio Grande and putting barbed wire so that, like, they think they're going to win, but they can't because they're old white men who are on the verge of death. And they're pushing their cruelty upon the youth of the nation. And I'd say the vast majority of the youth of the nation are not having it. Gen Zen is pissed. Gen Z is pissed.
Yeah, well, we could use a Gen Zen.
Some Zen would be nice, wouldn't it? Gen Z is pissed, and justifiably so, because they've been used as cannon fodder for the last 20 years. So much so that they have boxes of cat litter in classrooms so that when they go into a lockdown mode because of an active shooter, they want to give them a little bit of dignity and have a place to urinate or defecate if they need to, as opposed to having to do it in their pants. And then somebody turned that into their children are acting like furries. Like, it's just so...
Like children would know to act like furries.
Yeah.
Right? If a 5-year-old is pretending he's a cat or a puppy, it's called imagination time. It's not sexual.
No.
My God, these people think about sex more often than nymphomaniacs do.
They really do. It
They're
seems
obsessed.
to be it's the only thing ever on their mind. But
they're obsessed with sex.
The weird part is it's not about them having sex with their partner. It's about somebody else having sex. That's a strange obsession.
I know. It's like, gee, you would think that if you're a human and you're thinking about sex all the time, you're thinking about your own sex that you're having with someone you enjoy.
Yeah, because I honestly don't ever think about anybody else's sex life.
Right?
I don't.
I have not spent this conversation right now is the most amount of time that adjacently I've thought about you or anybody here having sex. I just don't think of... My only concern, do you have it? If you want a sex life, do you have one? Are you enjoying it? Yes.
Is it between
Good.
consenting
That's all I need to
adults?
know.
Knock yourself out. I don't care.
Right. That's literally all I need to know.
I don't want to know any more than that.
It's almost like your parents, right?
Mhm.
It's like,
You know they
listen,
did because you exist,
like,
but you don't ever
yes,
want to
it's like,
think about it.
I don't want to think about it, but it's like, but I want you to be happy. So you guys have a sex life? You're good with it? Great. That's all I need to know. I literally need no additional
That's it.
information.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it. You have one, you're happy, good. Boom. That's all. That's literally the extent anybody needs to think about someone else's sex life, other probably than a public health. Right? They're paid to think of the other things that can happen. It's like, you're not. You're not. Life is short. Why are you wasting your time?
Mm-hmm.
How little of a life of your own do you need to have to be that interested in the sex life of others, particularly a 15-year-old child?
Yeah, that's warped. That's really warped. Really warped.
What? As we say in French, because I'm not gonna I am going to say perfectly good words in French that are not swearing. What the fuck?
That's a seal. That's the French word for
Seal
seal.
cotton. I did not swear, Mama Kristen.
No.
I just spoke in French.
En français, ben oui.
What the fuck? Okay. So we have all this going on.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, in Toronto, for Caribana.
Mm-hmm. I know.
Do you happen to have it handy?
I did. I don't know where it went, though. Let's see if I can find it in a second here.
Okay. So we have. Oh, sorry. Well, before we go that, apparently these Save the Children people are planning. You guessed it, a convoy. Yeah, because they're so freaking original. Yes, a convoy that is supposed to be like traveling to Toronto or something like that, starting something like August 4th, I guess. I guess they're supposedly on their way. I guess. Now, according to the article, the ad they put out, it seems that they know what they're protesting: child trafficking, child pornography, child slavery, child exploitation, child abduction, neglect, grooming, and suicide, even though the guy couldn't remember one of those four things when being asked about it, because it's not about the kids.
I found it. I found his speech.
Yeah. Okay.
This is Pierre Poilievre at Caribana, or Caribbean Festival, I guess it's called now. I think the audio is a little garbled on this, so let's see how it sounds.
And I'm here to say that our party shares the great Caribbean values of faith, family, and freedom. As we celebrate emancipation and we bring together people from all places, all races, all faces, celebrating your incredible culture and values, I want to thank you for including me here today. Obviously, we're going through a terrible time in Canada. Life costs more, work doesn't pay, our housing costs have doubled. Now more than ever, we need hope. We need hope, value, and common sense to restore and bring home the Canada we love. Today, let's celebrate that Canada with the loud music, the great food, and the incredible people. Music. Happy Caribbean Day here in Toronto. God bless all of you. Thank you.
Oh, God.
It was barely audible.
God bless all of you to end. Always just
like really
kills me.
The audio was really bad.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I think I have another. I have another clip of it, but it's like the audio is just terrible.
Okay. So in there, he's introduced. He gets applause. We didn't see that part in the video. I'm looking to see if I have another version of it here. And he comes up. There we go. There we go. Hold on there, Mr. Grizzly. I will send you a link to this one because it's better view. And this is from a Thunder Bay ad.
Okay.
Stick on it. So he comes out, does the usual thing.
Oh, yes,
Hi, my name is.
the audio
all that kind of stuff. And that thing's good, like this. And then just out of the blue, things are terrible here in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
We have this going on. It's like, okay, who goes to a cultural celebration and brings a downer message?
Holy shit.
Negative Norbert.
Here we go.
That's who.
This is better audio. This is much better audio.
Right. He is the leader of the official opposition of Canada. Toronto Caribbean Carnival, put your hands together for the Honorable Pierre Poilievre.
Thank you very much, and happy Caribbean Festival here in Toronto. My name is Pierre Poilievre, leader of Canada's Common Sense Conservatives, and I'm here to say that our party shares the great Caribbean values of faith, family, and freedom as we celebrate emancipation.
Okay.
And we
Number
bring
one.
together
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Keep
people
going.
from all places, all races, all faces, celebrating your incredible culture and values. I want to thank you for including me here today. Obviously, we're going through a terrible time in Canada. Life costs more, work doesn't pay, our housing costs have doubled. Now more than ever, we need hope. We need hope, value, and common sense to restore and bring home the Canada we love. Today, let's celebrate that Canada with the loud music, the great food, and the incredible people. Happy Caribbean Day here in Toronto. God bless all of you. Thank you.
Thank you.
The only applause was from people on the stage. There is oh wait, there's another 7 seconds to that video. Just a second. Hang on a second here. I missed this. There's another little clip.
And I just want to tell people that I know that it's a terrible time in Canada right now with rising costs and growing poverty, but events like this give me hope.
I just want to tell people that Canada's terrible, but I love coming to these events because they give me hope, even though I'm bringing pessimism.
And then the 5 claps kill me. And who was clapping? Only the people on stage to be polite. That was it. It's like, bro, that shit don't play in Toronto.
It's like, hey, Pierre, come to my birthday party. I'd like to raise my glass in a toast to Douglas. Thank you so much for inviting me to your birthday party here. The food is wonderful. The people are great. I just want to say that your house is a shack. Where the hell did you get this dump? Really, should we call this party? You know what this party needs? More journalists. Let me invite them over. Would you like another Beyond Beef burger? Jacked Pete? Just, get the fuck out of my house. It's like, oh, but you said it was all you can eat. Yeah, and that's all you can eat. Get the fuck out. It's like, who does this?
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like, and then like he's in Toronto, and he says Canada needs common sense conservatives. Now, the last conservative who used common sense in Ontario was Mike Harris.
Mm-hmm.
We got Walkerton and listeriosis. Really? You think Ontarians want to hear the words common sense with conservative? Really? Anybody that's lived with Mike Harris really wants to, like, dude, seriously. And we're here to celebrate emancipation? Really? So August 1st was Emancipation Day and you went to a black event, so you just threw the word emancipation there because you thought it would fit? You have the guy who read the word tar baby into Hansard twice?
Yeah.
Are you from the party like this that has everybody at least once a week having a meltdown circulating blackface photos? You went to an event with Caribbean people there in the majority and tried to present yourself as someone with whom they would be safe. Oh, girl. Oh, girl.
Yeah.
You being a white dude more upset about blackface, or pretending to be more upset about blackface than any black person in Canada ever has been.
Mm-hmm.
And then circulating the photos gleefully, therefore showing the black people of Canada every single time you put them out there, because these are hurtful photos. Nobody needs to see them, but you keep circulating them every chance you get. You actually have Andrew Scheer on blackface duty.
Yes.
Which is the price, again, that he's paying. What did you do with the money, Andy?
Well, let's not forget Sarah Fisher.
Yeah, Sarah Fisher, of course. But and you know what? The people on the left, every time you circulate that photo of Sarah Fisher in blackface as well, you're no fucking better.
Oh, agreed.
You're no fucking better. You're not helping. You're not helping. You're circulating the images. You know they're hurtful images. The black community reads and has access to social media. Every time you circulate that image,
You're no better.
Doesn't matter if you're on the righteous side. You just don't do it.
Agreed.
You don't do it. You don't criticize them for circulating blackface photos by posting them in blackface as well. It's just, all it does is makes more blackface photos circulate.
We got to wrap up in a sec, but I got a take for you, buddy. You're gonna love this. It's from the lovely Lisa B. This is her take on the thing. I'm gonna grab a cup of coffee while this rolls, and let's just enjoy this, shall we?
Let me get this right. Justin takes his 17-year-old son to see the Barbie movie. It says we're Team Barbie, as they should be. And the entire alt-right donkey fest loses their ever-loving minds. Let's take a look. Piers Morgan says he's so glad he's not Canadian. So are we, Piers. 2007 called. They want to know where your relevance went. This one's upset that Justin isn't Team Sound of Freedom. We've all heard the term cult classic when it comes to movies. This one's just cult. This person is comparing Pierre to Justin. This was the picture where he was wearing the chest plate, and the only thing missing are those tattoo sleeves that you can buy on Wish. I'm Team Justin. Mark Slapinski, alluding to the fact that because Justin went to the Barbie movie and is wearing pink, he's actually gay. Part of me would love for Justin to be gay, and part of me would be very sad. I know it's hard for you to understand. Colors don't have gender. This turn-up is making fun of the fact that Sophie left him. I'm sure it had nothing to do with the stress that it must put on a family when there's constant death threats and people flying flags with your name on it. But no, it's the pink sweatshirt. But just to go back to Slapinski, this is the title of his article. International condemnation over gay picture with son. Don't be mad that your glamour shots are subpar there, Mark. Somebody's jealous. And it wouldn't be a Trudeau blast without Jordan B. Peterson. It's hard to believe that he's real, but it's true. Oh, he's real. And he's our Prime Minister. Suck on that, Peterson. And I don't really like giving these types of people energy, but they're so mad that he went on an outing with his son and took a picture. Classic narcissist. Your side would know about narcissism, wouldn't it? And I went through a lot of the comments. Why didn't he take his daughter? Why did he take his son? Because he's a dad and it's none of our goddamn business why he took his son and not his daughter. How horrible that a family going through a tough time would want to take a little break out and go and watch something fun. You guys are right, it's horrible. Probably would have been better if he'd taken his son out to stomp on pride flags. It's much more noble. Or better yet, have his kids link arm in arm and use them as a fucking shield. That's what you guys like to do with children. Part of me hopes that Justin strategically planned that picture just to piss off the people that he knew he would. But I just think he was a dad taking a picture with his kid. And the alt-right did not disappoint. You all are so predictable. Now I know Justin doesn't have TikTok, but maybe he does. But surely a 17-year-old must. Xavier, si tu vois cette vidéo, dis à ton père bravo. Parce que toutes les personnes à la droite qui pleurent maintenant, génial. Génial.
Okay, she said in French, in perfect French.
Perfect French.
Xavier, say, if you speak to your father, tell him bravo, because those pictures was just genius. Genius.
I love Bev. Sorry, Lisa. She's so good. She's so good. And I did not,
She is.
and her French, that was perfect.
That was really, really good.
So I'm going to assume she must be bilingue because tabarouette là, that was perfection.
That was wonderful. Wow. Yeah, PNC Viva is still a thing. Somebody said, "Oh, what's wrong with you?" And I just responded, "How much time have you got?"
Okay, let's wrap it up. I got to get to work. I'm going to be late.
All right, kids. That's and here we go. The meltdown was so epic, we didn't even get to any news.
No, we just had one topic today, basically one single topic.
That's how badly these people are preoccupied with men wearing pink.
Pretty freaky, right?
And that's why.
Pretty and pink.
Yeah, aren't we bum 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 pretty in pink?
So pretty.
Oh my
feel
God.
Pretty.
I-
Oh, so pretty. Oh, witty
I
and
feel
pretty and gay.
pretty and witty and hey, I'm gay. I remember that in Ellen,
Mhm.
Ellen's show, like this one, like they were playing about when she was going to be coming out at one point, and she starts the show and she's like brushing her teeth. I'm so pretty, I feel pretty, so pretty and witty and hey. That's like, I was like, oh, that's so just you were right there. You were just so close.
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Oh my God. Kids, that's the end of this episode of the Daily Beaver podcast. We hope that you love listening to us because we love making this for you. And oh God, I am so sorry that you even had to be subjected to that. I actually, when I tweeted the thing, it says I said that feeling when, and P.S. don't look at the comments. And then
Don't.
some people went and look at the comments anyway, and they said, "Oh God, you were right. I shouldn't have. I told you not to look in the box."
Don't look in the box.
Again. Someday you're going to learn to believe me when I say don't look in the box. I look in the box so you don't have to. So if I've looked in the box and I say, really, don't look in the box, trust me, you don't need to look in the box. It won't add anything to your life.
Don't.
Remember that sharing is caring and word of mouth is priceless. So let your peeps know about us because democracy is something that you do. Again, I don't know who we need to write anymore. Seriously, who do I need to sleep with to get this to stop?
You know what?
I will do repeats. I will take the hit for the team. Just tell me who I need to sleep with for this to stop.
Here's my suggestion. Just stand in defiance of all that is hatred. Wear rainbow colors. Piss them off. Get in their face by making a silent statement. Just wear the shirt. That's it. That's all you got to do. They'll lose their shit over it. And not a single one of them would step to me in person. Not a single one.
If you really like this podcast, you can find us on the Crier Media Network, as well as all Beaver Grizzly friendly platforms. Stars and reviews are appreciated. And of course, as always, because democracy is something that you do, donate to the Red Cross to help our fellow citizens. We love to hear from you. Please reach us on our Facebook at True North Eager Beaver, our Twitter feed at True Eager, or by email at truenortheagerbeaver@gmail.com. You can no pod page. Why not also subscribe to our True North Eager Beaver Media Incorporated YouTube channel? That helps us out big time. We thank you very much for all of you who do. Smash that button, like Kit Elaine says. We can't do this without your kind and very generous support. So if you feel that we have done a particularly good show today, if you're watching, you can scan the QR code that Mr. Grizzly will put up right by his lovely little noggin there. And that will bring you to our emergency hydration fund, where hot chocolate, coffee, Guinness, Caesar, and sometimes Farm Boy gluten-free chocolate chip ice cream cookies are waiting there for us to help us produce, write, market, and deliver this show to you. Yes, please help us keep our voices moist. Hi, Jen.
And for when you need a break from reality, you can scan the QR code on the screen right now to go to my ASMR mental health channel, where I talk about all things mental health related and none of the politics or religion or any of the bad things that are going on in the world. It's just a little escape for you.
And if you like a whole other escape, remember Mr. Grizzly's wonderful jazz shows.
Oh yeah. I got it.
They are absolutely fantastic. Where can they find them now, Mr. Grizzly?
Actually, they're on Spotify, Google Podcast, Apple Podcast. It's called the Songs and Stories Supplemental Jazz Edition.
Right. Look for those if you love jazz. That's a great way to wind down to.
Mm-hmm.
And you also get Mr. Grizzly's dulcet tones there as well.
Yes, I do it in this voice.
Yes, it's time for some jazz. I love it when you say that. That makes me happy. And if you are, if you're watching, you scan the QR code. And if you are listening, you use those lovely digits on those lovely hands or your voice command to go to Ko-fi. That's spelled ko-fi.com/eagerbeaver, lowercase letters, all in one words, and all in one word. And that's where you can make your donation. Kit Ellen, if you love jazz, you really should listen to the show. It literally, as I keep on saying, it's like a master class in jazz.
Thanks.
You get information and wonderful selections of music of all kinds of jazz throughout. When you listen throughout the shows, it really is like a jazz appreciation course. It's wonderful. From the Beaver Lodge, this is your Eager Beaver saying, until next time, dear kids. It's a tough world out there, and conservatives are particularly sensitive and fragile and very easily triggered at the moment. So toy with them. No. Have some compassion.
This is what I'm wearing to the office today. Oh, but here's the best thing. My office, we are all about diversity. We are all about inclusivity. So that will get me applause.
Yep. Between all the pointing and mocking, have like one or two couple moments of pity and compassion, because clearly they're going through things.
Well,
I mean, you have to understand, kids, all these people that are having meltdowns are literally screaming one thing. It's the same message. What you really must understand about me is that I'm a deeply unhappy person, and I want everybody to be as unhappy as I am.
Basically, yes.
That's literally the message. That's literally the message. All right. So have a little pity. Have a little pity for them. Mr. Grizzly, do you have some words of wisdom before we go?
Yes. Be defiant. Be
yeah.
proud, be defiant. Stand up to bullies. Now, again, I say this from a place of extreme privilege. I do get that. But you can silently stand up to bullies just by simply wearing a bright pink shirt. And if anybody says anything to you, just ignore them, because you should have your earbuds in. That way you can't hear the hatred when they try to direct it at you. And if they look at you and talk and you go, sorry, listening.
Can't talk, gotta be to my
I'm on a call.
Dude.
I'm on a call. This is work.
Boom. Can't talk, gotta be to my headphones.
If somebody says, hey, I really love your shirt, just go, thank you very much. And if they pick on you for wearing it, just go, sorry.
Very, very busy. Very, 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 very busy.
In a meeting. I'm in a meeting.
Person doing important things. Very, very
I'm
busy.
a very busy person. Very important. I'm in a meeting.
Mr. Grizzly, roll them credits. S'il vous plaît. You are listening to a True North Eager Beaver Media Podcast. The True North Eager Beaver podcasts are proudly brought to you by our founding sponsors, the Miss V Mysteries from Corvid Moon Publishing, your source for science fiction, fantasy, and cozy mysteries featuring a broad diversity of characters. CanadianTarot.com, your uniquely Canadian online eclectic tarot community and forum, and The Peppermaster, hot pepper sauces made from fresh farm ingredients to thrill your taste buds and expand your mind. I have a wonderful Easter egg for the kids. They love it when I make up songs.
Okay, just before you do that, I got a quick story for you.
Oh, okay,
A very
please.
quick story. Not a lock story, but a really quick story. So while we're camping, at some point, I think it was 1 or 2 in the morning, my girlfriend rolls over and says something to me, blah, blah, blah. Did you understand? Watermelons. Like, what are you saying? And then, because she was on my right side, which is my deaf ear, I couldn't really make out what she was saying. And I'm like, watermelon? She goes, yes, because it's peanut butter jelly time. I'm like, are you awake? Are you talking to me in your sleep, or are you awake? She was awake and said, it's just, shut up. It's peanut butter jelly time. She's on the couch. Like, I don't know. I know the song is peanut butter jelly
What's
time.
peanut butter jelly time?
Well, that's it. I don't know. It's peanut butter jelly time. Peanut butter jelly with a baseball bat. You've never seen the video clip?
Oh my God. Okay.
Go ahead, sir.
No, not at all. Okay. So, of course, we're talking Barbie, right? So, of course, Barbie girl. So, kids, to the tune of Barbie girl. I'm a Barbie boy in a Barbie hoy. Charge my plastic. Pink's fantastic. I'ma do my hair. Dance like Fred Astaire. Got my ticket. Will I see cricket? Come on, Beaver, get the fever. Yeah. All right, kids. Have a beaverific day and don't let the haters get you down.
Just laugh. Don't let the bastards get you down, my friend. Don't
point
let the
and
bastards
mock.
Get you down. And we'll close with this. We'll close with this quickly.
Ah, man. What are we closing with?
All right. We'll see you later.
All right, kids.